Do you want to become that dream version of yourself? You're done sitting around for things to happen to you. You don't like your current version of yourself? I would say it's time to level up and upgrade, bestie. And no, I don't expect you to do it all on your own, so let's get into it together. The main thing a lot of us focus on when it comes to changing something about ourselves or in our lives is mostly the things that we should start doing, but not the stuff that we need to stop doing. So today I want to take you through this step by step. I'm going to take you through the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because every action comes with a reaction and a set of consequences. In order for you to have success in taking a step to changing yourself and reinventing yourself, you need to know about all the consequences you're going to face too. So I'm going to make sure to give you tips on relationship, health, mindset tips, money tips, and everything more you need to know while you're going through this transition and change. I feel a lot of us have been seeing those videos about becoming her, becoming that girl all over social media. And all it really means is you becoming that dream version of yourself that you admire and see as a high value woman. You see these girls waking up early, going to their Pilates class, making their green smoothie, and going on about their day by journaling and all those things. And sometimes you think that's all it takes, but it goes deeper than that. And if you don't know this by now about me, I love getting into the deep conversations. First step to this is planning. Literally nothing can come from your imaginations into reality without planning it first. And as they always say, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So set a time aside for yourself, bestie, where you're gonna sit down, grab a pen and a paper, and write down what that dream version of yourself looks like. I want you to first focus on the internal work that you need to do and the changes that you need to make. Because a lot of us sometimes focus on the external things and we do a whole makeover and then we wonder, how come we don't feel better or any difference? First, focus on things like, how does this version of you walks, talks, laughs? What type of actions does she take every day? Literally write everything down. I heard this from a nano creator the other day. She said we procrastinate because we don't feel prepared for what we have to do. And this is why it's so crucial for you to start with planning first. So what I'll do next is giving you tips that are necessary to help you make this plan successful. What you can also do is go on Pinterest and literally open a file, call it Reinvention 2023. And I want you to go through like different pictures and look at how that version of you look like into your eyes. What do you resonate with? What do you feel connected to? What do you feel familiar with? Choose those pictures and put them together. You need to know what you want, who you want, and who you are at all times for you to make this a successful reinvention. Because the last thing you would want is making these changes for about a week or so and then going back to your old ways. You need a clear vision and plan right in front of you. I would say even, put these pictures on a board and, put it somewhere that you can see it every day. It's very similar to a vision board. The difference would be this one goes a little bit deeper. Now, let's start with the health tips first. Be aware of the certain habits that you have that is not serving you well. If you don't eat on time, you don't eat enough, you don't eat good foods, healthy foods, if you're not sleeping enough and you only are running your days with a couple of hours of sleep, well, congratulations, bestie. You're on your way to turning your health into a disaster. I've been there, done that, and it didn't do me any good. A woman that understands her value, her worth, and she knows what she has come down to this earth to get done, knows that she needs to take care of herself and take care of herself in all areas of her life. So please pay attention. What are some of the things, like some of the foods or drinks that you're having on a regular basis, even though you know that it doesn't make you feel any good and you have it anyways? That's not serving you well. Because if you want to conquer your day, you have to fuel your body with the good stuff for your body and not the wrong things. Because if these type of drinks or foods are not doing you any good, you tell me, how are you going to feel like you can rock your day after having them? You can't, right? I would say even get a food sensitivity test done if you're having issues with your gut health or your digestion. And ever since I did this food sensitivity test, I got to realize what are some foods that are not doing me good, and I removed them from my diet and I replaced them with better things. And I added good supplements that I would need or my body would need on a day-to-day basis. I started moving my body more, working out at least a couple of times a week, walking more. And let me tell you this, the days that I do work out, I feel like I can take over the world. I make my body feel good, which makes me feel good. So make sure you stick with a good, proper diet. You sleep at least 7 to 8 hours a day, especially for women, and move your body every day, even if it's a 20-30 minute walk. Dance, go onto a yoga class, just whatever, move your body. I once heard Jim Rohn say, build disciplines over the little things in your life so you would be prepared for the big things to come. And remember this, it will not come if you are not prepared to receive it. So first, let's start with those health tips that are little things you can do and work your way up to the more intense stuff. Appearance tips. Don't just follow the trends. Trends come and go. Have a certain type of makeup look you do, or a certain type of vibe you give off with the outfits you wear. I've been really into the old money look recently, so I think even I have to make a little bit of a change and reinvention in my wardrobe. Make sure your hair is always on point and it's not frizzy. Make sure your clothes are always clean, tidy, and neat. If my boyfriend hugs me and he doesn't go, you smell good, I'm jumping into that shower right away and covering my body with perfume because I want to make sure I'm smelling good all the damn time. Buy clothes that you would want to wear for the next 1 year or two at least. Because what's the point of you buying something if you're not going to wear it a week from now or a month from now? Buy clothes with good materials and not the ones that makes you look cheap. And also, elevate your look with some jewelry. I haven't really always been into jewelry as much, but as you can see, I'm definitely trying to put more efforts into it. Before I get to the mindset tips, hey you, if it's your first time here, I'm Dee, welcome to my channel. I make videos that are committed to help women become the director of their own lives. So if that sounds like you, make sure to tag along the journey. I'm sure when you imagine that dream version of yourself, that high value woman, you don't see her as someone who's complaining about her life all the time, or someone who's very negative, or someone who's always worried about what would people think of her. No, that version of you is the most confident version of you. She's in control of her life. She takes actions and doesn't wait for anyone. And here you may ask, well, how do we get there, Dee? You gotta undo what's not working and replace it with what would. The first step I want you to take when it comes to this is doing your shadow work. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I have made a whole video on how to do it and what it is, so make sure you check it out. Also, don't forget to download the shadow work prompt journal that I've made just for you for free. The link would be in the description. This step is so important because the shadow part of you is the part that you don't really notice or you're not really aware of, but funny enough, it actually does impact your life in a lot of areas. So let's say growing up, you had the type of parents that would really allow you to make decisions on your own or go anywhere on your own and be independent just because they were overprotective of you. In the shadow part of you, you may lack independence, and that might be why you're not able to get any tasks done alone. You always need someone by your side to give you enough confidence for you to take actions and get those tasks done. You see what I mean? Another tip that I could give you is stop thinking about what other people think of you and start thinking of how do you think about yourself? What do you like about yourself and what do you dislike about yourself? There might be certain things that you don't even like about yourself. For example, a certain behavior or attitude. And if you don't like it, do you think others would? But don't worry so much about them. Worry about how you view yourself, because the type of self-image you have of yourself also plays a big role in your success. And don't I just love you guys so much that I always make sure to make videos that are going to come handy. I have made a video just about this one on how to improve your self-image and change it once and forever. And if you haven't watched it yet, I'm going to leave the link in the description. Make sure to check it out. And remember this, bestie, as Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So it's all about how you view things and how you think of yourself. Another good one is always keep yourself accountable and responsible for anything that happens in your life. No matter what happens in your life, don't ever give your power away by saying things like, it's because of my parents I am where I am in life. Or it's because of so-and-so that I'm upset, unhappy, and angry. Put yourself back in control by allowing other people and circumstances controlling you, how you feel, and your actions. You're giving your power away too much. So when things go wrong in your life, Don't point out fingers at anybody, and know that only you and you are responsible for it. I could go on for hours when it comes to mindset tips, so if you want me to make a whole video just around this area and this topic, let me know in the comments. Relationship tips. Stop hanging out with friends that you wouldn't want to be friends with a year from now, or once you reach your higher self. Don't just become friends with anybody you meet just because you feel lonely. This same goes also for relationship. Don't date guys you wouldn't want to marry. Don't waste your time. Your most valuable asset in your life right now is not money, it's your time. So take it seriously and don't allow other people to disrespect it or waste it. Honestly, reinventing yourself should come with a warning. So I'm warning you. Once you start making these changes and become a better you, a lot of the people around you might not like you anymore. Hell, you may even start irritating them. It may even become a little bit of a lonely journey in the beginning, but I promise you, bestie, just don't give up. Keep going, and eventually you're going to find your tribe. And these are going to be the people that are going to be there by your side every year, and they're going to help you level up every year. Another tip. Don't settle down for less than you deserve, but also make it clear for yourself on what your deal breakers are. You gotta remember, we are all humans after all, and there's no perfect person out there without any flaws. Some of us are messy, some of us are always late, some of us are short-tempered, but choose what your deal breakers are. So whenever you come across a person that you would want to choose as a friend or a guy you would want to date, and if you see them not aligning with your beliefs, standards, and values, you would know that they don't have any space in your life. Do you know what I mean? Money tips. First of all, let me let you know that I do come with a financial background, because previously I used to own a business as a financial advisor and a broker. So take my tips seriously. Number one, if you want to stop worrying about money every time something comes up or an unforeseen event happens, you gotta start saving up for emergency time. And don't only rely on your credit cards and line of credits, because that's when it gets messy. Now you may ask, why are we talking about money? Because if this new version of yourself desires financial freedom and wealth, I'm sure she has her finances together. So let me give you a couple of more tips. Set up a short-term goal investment and a long-term goal investment. Short-term goal for things like buying a house, going on a trip, renovating a house. A long-term goal for things like buying a land as an investment, retirement, and more. Also, you want to save up for all of these things in different accounts. You don't want to mix them up, because if an emergency comes up, you want to know which money is for an emergency, which money is for short-term and long-term. And most important tip of all I could give you, bestie, pay yourself first. Don't pay your bills, your credit card payments, and your rents before yourself. Pay yourself first, even if it's 10 bucks, 20 bucks, and then increase it over time. Now that I'm finally done with giving you the necessary tips to make this plan successful, the next step is simple. Take actions. Set a timeline for your goals and by what day or time you would want to achieve it by. And honestly, I would say start from today. Ask 1 or 2 people in your life that you really trust to keep you accountable on this, and check in with you every now and then to make sure that you're on track and you're still doing your plan, you're following everything step by step. This really does help to keep you accountable and committed to your goals. To make sure you can finally achieve this reinvention, I can even create a challenge for you guys. And if a minimum of 20 of you is willing to join on a Discord community, we can actually do this together and root for each other while we're doing it. So if you're interested in that and you want to finally take leveling up seriously, let me know in the comments. And if we reach at least 20 people asking for this, I'll make it happen for you guys. I'll make sure to even maybe do a weekly meeting with you all and get on a call and share our wins and share our failures so we can learn from each other and start learning how to give ourselves credit, because even if you just start trying to get on this, that's already enough for you to be proud of yourself. I could also give you more tips, suggestions, or any advice that you could find helpful. Other than that, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and have your notification bells on, because I got more videos just like this one lined up for you. I love you lots. Until later, bye-bye.